fire statistics. So I think maybe LN Hybrid is definitely the department that NoName would want to look down in.
Indeed. Also, this map is quite technical. There is actually some shields, I mean slow shields, but still shields which can trip DestrayL up to get misses. And as I said that's actually NoName who's gonna get one. So that's gonna extend the lead even further.
It's definitely... That has definitely favored DestrayL, especially even having that accuracy advantage, about nearly a whole percentage as well. And this map is short, only clocking in barely under 2 minutes. So there's not a lot of room for error in this map.
Indeed, as we're halfway through the map.
Yep. Oh, DestrayL actually does find that drop as well. And it's just gonna... Second half actually does contain a lot more releases, so maybe NoName could climb back up a bit. But is there gonna be enough time? Might be... There might not be, actually. I think DestrayL just has to drop him, just has to fatally drop a few times, and NoName actually finding that drop back is not really going to be favouring them.
Indeed, and on top of that, there's not much time left, so I think DestrayL has the safe win here.
Yep, snagging that breakpoint, give them a fairly comfortable lead at the start of the match. And yep, so we have 6 200s, and that drop was a 50 as well. Pretty good scores from both players. However, it is still the first map, so you know both players still kind of finding the groove, kind of getting those little fingers warmed up. You know, we could just see anything change throughout the whole map.
Indeed, that was only a slight break from DestrayL, and even if NoName did get a combo, that wouldn't have been enough, I suppose, just because of the accuracy advantage.
And it does look like DestrayL is going to be jumping into our stream pick, which is going to be Rise 2. Fairly standard pick, I would expect from DestrayL.
Indeed.
Yeah, here we go. Just kicking into things. So the thing about Rise 2, it's more kind of having to keep on your toes. It's not really consistency oriented. It's just more of... I do believe it's just more bursty. And it's just more bursty. I'm actually taking a rough start there. We kind of find that early drop, but it's still at the very start, so hopefully it shouldn't be too fatal.
Indeed. Well, DestrayL not having the greatest start either, so maybe NoName does have a chance here.
Yeah, even a miss on the DestrayL side could definitely swing the lean back over to NoName. So yeah, despite this map, fairly straightforward 140 streams, very bursty as well. So it's just more snappy. It's just suited more for snappy playstyles and bursty players compared to more consistency based.
Indeed. And the map is actually quite short, so any mistake from DestrayL, especially right now halfway through the map, can make the lead switch back over to NoName's. But will it be enough? Isn't the accuracy from DestrayL too high?
Yep, but I actually do think that DestrayL has been keeping more consistent accuracy compared to NoName. I do believe I see a few 300s on their side on some of the bursty streams, but there's just no map. There's just no more of the map left, which DestrayL is just going to be snagging their second point. Still quite a close match. It was just more that DestrayL did have the upper hand on the 200 count and the 300 count as well.
And also the miss, obviously.
Yep. is a very short map as well, containing less than 1,000 notes. So yeah, misses would definitely be fatal. Now, thankfully for NoName, it was near the start, but like if it was in the middle, it'd probably be detrimental.
And we actually do see N2 being picked.
Yep. So if you thought Rice 2 was short, well, it's even shorter.
Yep. I noticed like a lot of the picks in this pool are quite short, but other ones are also quite long.
Yeah. I do believe LN1 is 330, and
Yep.
Rice 1 as well, our consistency pick, is also 3 minutes as well. So sometimes what players do is they usually pick the long picks first to kind of drain out their opponents and then go for the physical picks. That is kind of possible.
Indeed.
So here we go. So LN2 is fairly coordination based. Wouldn't say too coordination heavy. Again, we're still around the 32, so we're not really seeing anything too crazy other than kind of fairly simple releases that both players are keeping up and having a fairly similar accuracy.
Indeed, though there's still a bit of lead. Oh, and as I say that, I think DestrayL just gets some 200s and it's actually very close right now.
Yeah, the scores are flickering. Actually, it looks like NoName. It looks like NoName's just in the lead. Even a 200, or even a couple of 300, even a couple of normal 300s could just sway things around. And oh my god, this is just very close.
Indeed, very close. And as you say that, DestrayL just under the 0.30 mark.
Yep. Outro, I'm pretty sure, is fairly lighter compared to, well, what we've seen. Like, the map just keeps a very consistent flow, so there's just nothing really to talk about. And less than 2,000 points difference. NoName is going to be preventing that clean sweep, snagging up their first point with 5 less 200s than DestrayL.
Indeed, even even if DestrayL does have the better ratio, the fact that there's these 5 200s more than NoName allows him to take the point here.
Yep. And it does look like DestrayL is going to be jumping into Hybrid 2 then. So that's kind of watching it for the map as well. Especially that map was OD6, so kind of misses were a lot more uncommon, especially if you were to consider that like release misses taken into fact as well.
Indeed. And we're actually gonna get into Hybrid 2.
Yep. Got our special from Epic Man. Shout out Epic Man. This is kind of more Rise technical oriented, but that does contain a couple of villains. It's mostly coordination bursts, so you always just gotta be on your toes for this. Nothing kind of having that slight rough start. Oh, as I say that, the DestrayL does find that miss as well, which is just gonna swing it back into NoName's favor. So nothing too substantial at the intro, just both players managed to climb back up on those fairly simple releases. And here we go, just kicking into the main meat of the map. Nothing really too special yet, just kind of your simple patterns with some short LN. And actually NoName finding that draw.
And considering the accuracy difference, the lead actually goes back directly to DestrayL.
Yep, it seems like DestrayL has, well, shaken off the dust from the boots a small bit and managed to climb back up to that nearly 99.4 mark, down to 99.2 as they did drop a few 200s. NoName definitely a bit more consistent on this part, I do believe. But those 200s aren't really going to be favouring, especially that this map is fairly short as well. We do have the second half to see if anything does change.
Anything can change up until the ending of the map. And as I said, that Destray actually getting the drop, can it favor NoNames?
Yep, thankfully, it wasn't really a messy drop for them, but still, I think the accuracy is still kind of high enough to maybe just make it close. And yeah, the combos come back up. I don't think it might have been enough. If there was enough drop, it could have possibly swung back into favor. But as DestrayL is back at the max combo count, I don't think anything else too substantial is going to be happening for the outro of this map.
Especially considering there's not any difficulty left in the map. And sadly the slider break, but that's not gonna be enough anyways. DestrayL taking the point here.
Yep. Had that miss not happened on NoName, they could have potentially taken back that point. But still, both players still managing to get extremely good scores, especially on a map like this. Kind of technical with the flams and those kind of weird LNs. Definitely very impressive from both players.
Indeed. Why we are actually gonna see LN1.
Yep. This is mostly an LN matchup because I do believe that with most of the rice, when it comes to most of the rice, DestrayL definitely has the upper hand, as we do see last week that NoName was usually at the bottom half when it does come to most of the rice picks. So it would kind of make sense to stick near the LNs instead and put up a better fight.
Indeed.
So here we go. Longest map, excluding the tiebreaker clocking in 3 minutes. 3.5 minutes to be in fact. So definitely could be one to drain the opponent. So maybe NoName has the intentions of maybe kind of drain the stamina out of DestrayL in a pick like
Indeed.
this.
Especially the more mental side of stamina, because this is not physical bad by any means, but mostly mental stamina and consistency can really play something here.
Oh, definitely. Especially just because, well, Ellen can kind of be a bit tricky for, reading for 3.5 minutes straight. Just try not to let any 200 sneak by. And both players are kind of trading a few 200s back and forth, but it is still very close right now. Being less than 1,000 point difference.
And the accuracy are very close, and as I said, NoName is getting the drop, but the map is 3 minutes long, 3.5 minutes long, and DestrayL can also get drops. So we have to wait and see.
Yep. This is definitely more accuracy heavy compared to the other lands. Because at least for the other lands, if the BPM was higher, like you won't really be managing it a lot much compared to slower lands. Which you just kind of have to keep more of that focus on. And both of us actually doing fairly well to chorus. DestrayL dropping number 200 there, which kind of does climb a small bit of favor back maybe towards NoName, actually dropping a few 200s as well.
And DestrayL actually still keeping the full combo halfway through the map.
Oh yeah, you still have a full comp.
And as I say that, never mind.
That might try to score a bit back towards over to NoName, but with a hefty accuracy advantage, maybe I do believe that DestrayL, and especially having the trade back miss as well.
Indeed, it is being traded back and again by DestrayL.
But with both players not really kind of at the higher combo count, NoName is really just gonna have to climb back up the accuracy ladder to kind of get that score turned around, which is still definitely doable, especially if DestrayL does kind of find a few too many 200s for their liking at kind of the last course.
Indeed, there's only a quarter of the map left, and DestrayL getting some 200s, while I feel like NoName's climbing up their accuracy, or at least trying to keep it at around WOGST 0.75%. As this gets denser, I don't feel like it does get some 200s as well.
DestrayL has dropped a small bit in this last course, and it actually is kind of turning around over, but I don't believe there's much time left in the map, unfortunately.
And there's not much difficulty left in the map either, so I think
Unless we
that's
get
a
a miss at
fourth
the end.
point.
Oh, I was just gonna say we get a miss at the end.
Destray kinda checking the ending of the maps.
It's still a very close map. That was still a very close map, especially kind of on the 200 count as well. However, again, just going to be a bigger fish when it comes to 200 count. So DestrayL just gained that 36 200 and that better ratio as well. That is going to be snagging him the match point now. So NoName will have to kind of focus on this next pick, as could potentially be their last. It could be.
Indeed. And this is actually gonna be hybrid one, so we're not gonna see a lot of rice maps today on this match. We did actually see only one up until this point.
It would sort of make sense for NoName to kind of more stray towards the LN hybrid side, especially that DestrayL definitely does seem to be more the physical player, as we did see from last week's stats and the qualifier stats as well. So here we are, hybrid free. Well, this can technically be an SV. This can technically be a mini SV pick as well.
Indeed. Like, this map has a bit of everything, you know, like does have some rice, some LNs, and some SVs to spice it up. It's really a well-rounded hybrid map.
Yep. So it's definitely the most 50-50 map, I would say. For the rice, I would say it's more jump stream oriented. And yeah, you do have the SVs as well. So I just hope both these players aren't sight reading it. It would be very unfortunate to see one of them dropping the SVs.
So the SVs aren't too dangerous, it is still quite sight readable, though it is always better to at least play the map like a couple of times.
No, and I'm finding that kind of early drop as well. Not really going to be favouring, especially with that accuracy advantage off DestrayL. This map is fairly consistent though, so anything can still happen.
Indeed, while DestrayL is actually keeping a really great accuracy, 99.6. This is really clean, especially in this map.
Yep, this map is definitely not easy to add. Just judging by the looks of it, with the SVs, kind of the LNs thrown into jump stream bursts. While not too tricky, they could definitely catch you off maybe for a 200 or something like that.
And there's also some jacks, 137 ppm. It's quite fast. They can definitely trip you up. But for now, only NoName with a single miss, while DestrayL is still fcing the map.
We actually do get another miss from NoName there, which isn't really going to be helping them in their favor, especially with that nearly 30k lead. I don't know if there's enough time. Though the second half, though the near the end does get a lot more mini jacky. Again, I don't know if there's going to be enough time. DestrayL's just going to have to disconnect or something.
And I thought, oh, actually, is getting a drop. Just damn, DestrayL. That's the third map. DestrayL just dropping before the ending. Maybe a bit of stress or something like that. I don't know. But lots of shocks. That's pretty sad. Though he's a very consistent player up until the ending of the maps.
So it does look like now that DestrayL is going to be taking that point, giving them their entry into the round of 16 losers bracket. Unfortunately, we are going to have to say goodbye to NoName, but NoName did put up a very good fight against DestrayL, even managing to take a point as well against someone who's seated very much higher than him.
Indeed.
So you can't really be too disappointed without. You can't really be too disappointed about that because
Indeed,
you
and
still put a super good fight.
we hope to see him again in other tournaments. We hope to
Totally.
see him maybe active in the community and stuff like that.
Yeah. So don't give up. You know, happens to all of us. You know, we all lose. And you know, sometimes it's just nothing we can do. Right? So for DestrayL, I do believe next week he's going to be facing C20 Seimitsu.
Damn, Semitsu, this is not gonna be an easy match.
Oh, definitely. So good luck to both players in that. So coming up next, I don't really know who we have. Let's see if we can get there.